Hello. Just finished up watching what was going to be my initial post on YouTube. And, you know, I don't know, that one, it may go up again at some point. I don't know for certain. But there's something about it that didn't feel quite right for for my first video. I'm actually still just kind of sitting with how I feel about it in this moment. Because I'd recorded it on, it would have been day 2 of Hurricane Helene. And there's a lot that was still really, really undiscovered at that point. And there was a lot of wisdom that I shared in that video, and in a lot of the videos that I've shared, that I've recorded, but still have not shared, um, leading up to this one. But since it was so early on in the experience, I mean, maybe this would be refreshing to people. I don't know. But there was like a sort of naivety to it as far as the weight of the situation and how much it's truly impacting people. So there's a part of me that doesn't feel quite right sharing it now. It's amazing what just a week and a half can do to a person. Maybe that will be the benefit of still posting up that initial video and all of the videos that came after it. But starting with this one is that there is just, I think that there's more of it's a sincerity that I think it's hard to come across until you've actually been through and lived through an experience more, and especially seen some of the aftermath of the experience more. Because I am one of the people who's been pretty blessed, pretty fortunate, with this hurricane. All things considered, um, been without. Um, Power was off the first couple days. Had water the first couple days, and then the power went off for like another like 4 or 5 days. Um, and then just recently came back on here a few days ago. Maybe 4 or 5 days ago now. But all of our water's been out since about day 3, something like that. And there's just massive swaths of this area, the whole Asheville area, and all of western North Carolina. It's not just the Asheville area. Um, it's not just North Carolina either. It's, South Carolina, Georgia, um, Tennessee, like huge areas that have been impacted. And, just in our area here, you have places like Marshall, Chimney Rock, um, Lake Lure, Burnsville, Barnardsville, that's my community. Those are my people right there. Um, certain areas of downtown Asheville, like the River Arts District and Biltmore Village, and numerous other areas that are Black Mountain, Swannanoa, that are um, just completely decimated. Um, in the case of Chimney Rock, the town's basically not there anymore. And it feels important to honor those places by, um, well, I mean, by speaking to them, yes, but also by, I would say, almost having like the appropriate sense of gravity of the situation. And, um, yeah, just going back through that very first video that, um, that I recorded during this whole thing. Um, I'm not disappointed with him, with the Ethan from 10 days ago. I'm not disappointed with him necessarily. Um, it's just he was naive, you know, as to just how, like, what some of this stuff means. And a whole different, you have a whole different mindset when you go out. And that's the thing, is I've been doing a lot of volunteering here in the area. Today just been out chopping wood and, um, getting stuff for getting stuff prepped for people here, because we're running into some cold snaps and everything, and there's a lot of people without power, and still people without shelter or anything like that. And um, getting them some means to be able to heat themselves during the cooler months that are coming up. um, but there's been a lot of different areas that have been volunteering and um, serving my community. And when you do that, you're confronted with like, just how lucky you are, and how grave the situation is for so many people. Um, and this is the first time in my life that I've been confronted with something like this, in the magnitude that I've confronted it. Um, that seeing I'm seeing the effects of it firsthand daily, and I'm seeing and interacting with people who, and have friends, like dear friends, who have been deeply affected by this. And There, I think that provides a grounding in, because I do want to, I want to be using this platform and using this channel to maintain and build on a higher perspective that we can have through this entire thing, this entire experience. That feels important. That feels like something that we need right now. Um, but that's something else that I realized upon looking back at that first video that I recorded is that, again, I'm not upset with myself or anything like that, but he was still much more like self oriented. He was thinking of this channel for himself and using this experience, which is a good thing to like get your ass into gear and start doing something that you've been scared of. And I've been scared of starting a YouTube channel for a very long time in subtle ways. And I just kept hemming and hawing and not doing it. And, finding a lot of excuses. And like now, because of this experience, those excuses are pretty much gone. Like, I'm doing this now. And it feels good that I'm doing it. But what I've gotten clarity on since recording my first video there on day 2 of the hurricane was the why. Like, why am I doing this? And partially, I think it's something that I'm built for. I do have, I think, some perspectives that people would benefit from, but also too, um, what feels like an important part of this channel moving forward here is going to be shedding light on the people who are serving here in this community and really showing up and stepping up in massive, massive ways, and really um, showing their merit and being incredible community leaders during this time. These are all things that I didn't know in that first video. I had no idea. I didn't have any way of connecting with anybody yet. I didn't have any way of seeing, one, the gravity of the situation for so many people, but two, how many people were stepping up who were in those hard situations and really showing their quality, showing their leadership, showing their resolve, showing their resiliency, their absolutely unbreakable will of being true leaders in this community. It's incredible, absolutely astounding. And is that's something that I have now that I didn't have then. Uh, an additional purpose and knowing of why I'm doing this and why I'm sharing my voice in the way that I am here right now. Um, it's it's not just because it's something I've been wanting to do. It's because it's serving my community and because we need a voice from here. Um, and I hope that there's a lot more voices that come up to be a part of this I mean, oh, I could say awakening, this experience that we're all moving through, but moving through with grace and toughness and resiliency. Um, like I don't see myself being the voice for this area. Like I see voices rising left and right. Um, and I think that that's what's necessary is having voices from here, being able to share our experiences on the ground of what we're seeing, what we're feeling, what we're hearing. You know, I don't want my main focus to be on stuff that's going on with various governing bodies or anything like that. But that's an important part of this as well. Is sharing the truth of what our experiences have been and are being with those situations as well. And we've had a lot of voice, and it's been really, really incredible to see how many people around the world have been sharing their support and sharing their voices, um, and coming here to either help or just tell more of our story. And that's important, but it's also important to hear from people who are here day in, day out, um, who have close ties and actual connections with this area, not just helping out because it's, a big disaster in the nation, but people who are rooted in here and invested in this area and want to see it thrive. And there's lot that a lot that we have ahead. Something else that I was very naive about in that first video as well was just um, how long of a process this was going to be. Like I mean, I knew it wasn't going to be a short thing, but once you start to find out just how broad stretching and how extensive the damage is in these other areas and just what that means, um, you know, you realize this is a long haul and we're going to be in this for a very long time. Not just months, but in some areas, years. This is a new reality that is taking place here. Now, the benefit of that is that that new reality can come accompanied with tremendous wisdom that involves not just rebuilding the way that we built the first time, but to build with a reverence and a respect for the environment that we live in that did not accompany it before. We have to take this as the warning shot that it is, and that is that we do need to find a way to live in greater harmony with our planet right now, in greater harmony, in our case, with this area right here. I think that's all I'll speak on for that portion right now. Um, yeah, this is definitely not the video that I envisioned being the very first one that I was supposed to post, but this is it. This is supposed. This is what it's supposed to be. Um, What I will end with, though, is a hopeful note, and that is if I choose to go back and post any of the other videos that I've already recorded, you'll hear me say this a lot more. But it doesn't really matter because I'm going to keep saying it over and over and over again because this is my experience here on the ground with these people and with this community, is that I am so, so incredibly grateful for the place that I live and the people that I live here with, because these are truly some of the most solid human beings that I've ever met in my life. They're rock solid. They are steadfast. They are powerful. I've said the word resilient before, but I will say it again. They are absolutely incredibly resilient beings. And it shows in the face of adversity. I, I just read this. I'm going to have to paraphrase, but it goes something like this, is that your character isn't built during stressful times, it is revealed. And I see that so clearly here with these people in these mountains at this time, is that there is a steadiness, there is a steadfast here, and you can feel the people who are meant to be here because they are showing up in such incredible ways. And I'm so blessed and impressed and grateful to count myself among them. I'm really finding my people and in many cases falling in love with them in ways that I had not fully expected. You know, humans are awesome. Man. um yeah, I think that's what I got here today. So, thank you for tuning in. I really appreciate you taking the time, and I'm sure I'll come up with some sort of sign off or something like that at some point. But right now, I just want to say thank you. Thank you for tuning in, and I appreciate you being here with me, near or far, and with all of us, um, on this journey that we're walking through right now. Um, Thank you. I'll talk to you soon.